Hello and welcome everybody! Today we are going to set up a breeding cage, a breeding box for Dorcus reichei, a little stag beetle from Malaysia. Yeah, and I think we're gonna straightforward start into it. As a box I use this IKEA 22-liter box. As white rotten wood, I have this beautiful piece of beech wood, white rotten, that I collected from the forest. And it's quite huge actually, as you can see, compared to the box, so that's why I'm putting it first in. Normally you want to have a compressed layer of substrate on the bottom. And I will do this, but I will just try to, with one hand, add this big white rotten block. And it's overkill, I know that, but yeah. So trying to fit it in here with a little bit space saving. So I have to try the lid. Lid is right here. I have one. Here's the one with the holes. So this is going to be the lid. Okay, fits. So then I use this substrate which I collected from the forest. It's leaf litter and just substrate out of the forest. Again, important, use only deciduous hardwood forest soil and not coniferous soil, because this is not good for your beetles. The moisture, as you can see, when I compress it, it stays in shape, but it's not dripping. So it has the perfect moisture. And I'm gonna add a little bit in here. Not so much. Just a little bit here. A little bit more back here. A little special case this time, because of the big block, which is completely overkill, but I have a lot of this nice white rotten beech wood, so it's good to use them. So and now you want to really compress the substrate layer, so that the female knows that here the bottom is reached. I will actually, for the height, we have about 3 or 4 centimeters. I think it's enough as a compressed substrate. And then I will add a little bit of loose substrate. Focus here a little bit of loose substrate. And don't be afraid to make a mess. I'm wearing gloves because I just don't want to get any germs from my skin into there. So it's protection for the beetles, not for me. I do compress it slightly, this soil. So, next white rotten wood piece I have is actually, wait a second, this piece here, which I soaked in water. I ordered from flakesoil.com. It's a probably oak or also beech, different type of mushroom. And very important, you want to remove the bark. So it's difficult with one hand. Basically what I will do, I will just remove the bark with this knife to make it easier for the beetle to go inside. The white rotten wood is hard to medium hard, so this is a medium hard piece. You can break it a little bit apart. This one is more hard. So I will remove the bark and stay tuned. So I removed the bark, and now it's easy. Here's a little piece left, but now it should be easier for the female to access. So we're gonna place that piece in here also, and then we are going to top it off with substrate. Nice substrate here. And this has the perfect moisture. It's really good. just compress it slightly. The female will do all the necessary compression itself. So, and I want to have the substrate quite high in here. You want to give them a little space to crawl around, but not so much. So now the corners. And again, this is 22 liters. I think probably with 10 liters would also be possible with this Dorcus, because they're quite small. So the pair is wild caught, so probably the female is already fertilized, but I will leave the male in there with her about 1 month. Then I will remove the male and let the female do her job. They can actually live quite long, about 10 to 15 months, so that's quite good. So, perfect. So compress it slightly. So, this is the breeding box. You can see substrate is quite high. I think 25 or 30 or something high. So, this is this. I will add some pieces of white rotten wood just here on the top. If they would fall, they could lift themselves up again. Also have some pieces of bark for them to hide under. Probably it's too much. So, like this. Very nice breeding box. Now I will add some beetle jelly. So I added beetle jelly, high protein, one bigger one, better for the male with the mandibles, and a small one. So now this is basically it. This basically is finished, and now we can add the pair. So here we have the pair. I ordered it from the pet factory. It's Dorcus reichei, and again wild caught, so you will never know how long they live, because they can be quite old. I checked the tarsi and everything is fine, so probably they're good. And here is the female. She's about 26 millimeters in diameter, or long. Here we have the female. Oh, it's little shaky. I will show you here. This is the female. She's playing dead right now, of Dorcus reichei or reichei. Very beautiful. And I will place her on top of that beetle jelly. So if she wants, she could eat. Let's take a look at the male. I actually talked to experienced breeder, and he said with the male you don't need to fix the mandibles together, as it's oftentimes the case with the males of Dorcus titanus, for example. But here seems not to be necessary. They're quite calm. Same with Dorcus corvidens spinulosus. So here we have the male. They get, the average size of these beetles is from 40 to 60 millimeters. This one is a medium-sized male with 50 millimeters. So beautiful wild caught, a little bit dirty, but beautiful wild caught Dorcus. You can actually see that he has all his tarsi and everything, so he's active and everything. Should be nice. Should have a long life, but you never know. So Again, here we're gonna place him on top of that beetle jelly here. They're a little stressed still probably, but I hope they will find the food and start eating. Here we go. Another good look at Dorcus reichei. It's good to place the male here, female there, so they can find themselves later if necessary, if the female is not already fertilized. Again, she's playing a little dead here, but she will dive down to the substrate. So care for this. Basically, I will once a week I will change substrate, beetle jelly. Normally you don't have to wet the substrate again, you don't have to do anything, just leave it closed. Don't move it around a lot. Change the beetle jelly once a week. What more? I will actually give one dead locust to the female. I will put one dead locust every week here. I read a paper that it's very good for the female. They need a lot of protein, more than the beetle jelly can provide, and so I will try to do this to get more eggs. And yeah, after about 1 month I will remove the male, put him in a separate container, let the female do her job without any disturbance, and I hope should be fine actually. So now they're waking up a little here. Beautiful, huh? Dorcus reichei. Male and small female. So we'll check this container in about 3 months. We try to remove the female and put her in another container if possible, or maybe 4 months. If the female dies, we will wait 1 month after her death. After her death, we will search through this box to see if she has laid any eggs. And yeah, so thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.